Hi, welcome back to my channel, to Nikki Loves Vlogs. Thank you so much for coming back and joining me here. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. You've probably been brought in by what the subject of today's video is, and that is the disaster that is the Murakami collection for Louis Vuitton. Now, when I say disaster, I don't mean financial disaster, because clearly they've made an absolute fortune out of it. The disaster I would refer to is how they've treated probably some of their most loyal customers. Now, I'm really intrigued to hear any thoughts of views or any impact it's had on anybody on my channel. Now, I was really lucky. I only ordered 3 pieces. The 3 pieces I ordered through my SA. I ordered them at pre-launch. I'm not a VIP or anything else. I was just there the very day the stuff came out, knowing full well that if I wanted something, I had to react like lightning. Now, I'm so glad I did, because the items I got, I absolutely love. Now, like other people, I got caught up in the hype on the day, and I ordered something else. Now, that was the 3rd of January. We're now on, what is it, the 20-something? I can't remember the exact date. I want to say 23rd. I'm probably wrong. If I am, I'm sorry. Guess what? My order's still sitting at pending order validation and has been since the 3rd of January. So there's nothing coming out from Louis Vuitton. I think the lack of noise about the Murakami collection, I think, speaks volumes. I think the lack of noise about how we're sorry that you couldn't get what you wanted also speaks volumes. So I thought to myself, well, are you keeping this money of mine forever? Are you going to refund me? Am I getting my item? I don't really know, because you're not saying anything. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll contact customer service. So I did. It took about 2 days to get a reply. Fair play, they did reply, but you know how it is, you have to give them all your details and then reply to get your answer. Now, what they've said to me is that the item has up to an 18-day lead time, okay, and at that point, that's why they don't confirm your order right now. So it'll sit at pending order validation until it gets to that lead time. Then they'll obviously be looking at the stock, say yes, your item has now been dispatched. Hooray, you are one of the lucky ones. Now, that's if it happens. I've heard stories about other people who ordered stuff the same day as I did on the website. I used the app, I'm sure. I don't know if that made any difference whatsoever. I was already logged in because I thought, if I find something I like, I need to get through checkout really quick. So I did. Now, other people have since had emails or other bits of correspondence saying, really sorry, but we don't have anything. I've heard that in areas where they have the pop-up stores, that the other stores have just had all of the stock taken away and it's been given straight to the pop-up stores. Which, lovely. Yeah, don't know how I feel about that. I think I'd be annoyed if I'd gone in on the first day and the stuff wasn't in the store because it had gone there. I think when you're launching a collection, especially a collection that Louis Vuitton must have known is as popular as it was, you know, this was 20 years ago. The fact that people were still wearing those items now, the fact that they were so obvious with their silence right through to when you could pre-order, again speaks volumes. Because why wouldn't you just tell people that this collection was coming out, give them an idea of prices, give them the opportunity to save for some of the items, because some of them were not cheap in the slightest, especially not compared to the non-Murakami versions. I do think that also, if you've got X many orders, surely you must have known you wouldn't have enough labels, ribbons, tissue paper. Don't even start on boxes, because why you send a box to an influencer who pays nothing, but you have maybe a VIP or someone else who's maybe spent thousands, and their reward for their loyalty is a standard box? It's wild. Now, I say this as someone who's on YouTube. I am by no means an influencer. I make no money whatsoever from this channel. I probably spend more money buying things because I'm showing you them on the channel, but I'll be really honest, the things I buy are things I actually want. I don't just buy stuff to open it on YouTube so you can go, woohoo, look at how fabulous that is. I don't have the money to do that. That's me being real and mega honest with you. But if I'm one of those customers that's been a loyal LV customer for years, probably like some of these VIPs who couldn't even order a key clay or whatever else, I would be so darn annoyed. And I would so be thinking, what do I need to do when it comes to the next collections? I also think if they know they're getting some of this stuff fed back in and they're getting some more items, why can't they tell people? Now, I know lots of people have found them on the website, ordered them. I don't know if they're in the same place as me, where my other item is stuck at pending order validation. I picked the niece, what do you call it, cosmetics thing. I've never owned one, I just thought it looked fun. Do I need it? No, but I kind of fell for the hype on the day. And then I've been sat that money out my pocket since, because obviously you have to pay for it immediately. Now, what I'm nervous about is the next collection, because that's the one I really, 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 really want something from in an ideal world, depending on what the items are. If I could get another key clay, I'd be happy, but what I really would love is a bag from that collection, because for me, cherry blossoms is just chef's kiss perfection. We had a cherry blossom tree in our garden when I was a kid. It brings back so many happy memories of being a kid and out playing with my friends in the front garden. Also, as you know, I love pink, I love flowers. Why would I not be so drawn to that? But also the cookie little faces on these things too. That for me is what the Murakami collection's about. It's the fun, it's the googly eyes. All of those things are the quirky bits that I love and care for. And that's why for me, I definitely want something from that collection. Cherries, I think they're really cute as well. Again, if I could get a key clay, I'd probably be quite happy to get one from that collection too. But I don't want to be in the place where I'm shelling out loads and loads of cash, waiting however many weeks for any kind of an update for LV, who tell you nothing, and then you just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. And my next question for LV will be, now past 18 days, is it 18 business days? Is it 18 calendar days? When I don't hear anything after 18 days, am I supposed to come back and chase you again? What happens there? Who knows? I'm sure there's probably lots of other people out there in the same place as me. I'm sure there's also people out there who managed to get nothing from the first collection and are now determined to get something from the next one. Now, I don't know how they did it in America, but it sounds like there was a hell of a lot of disappointed people in the US. I pass you all my sympathy, my love, and I hope that you get what you want out of the next pieces if that's what you're looking for. I really do feel sorry, especially for real collectors, when it's something like that, that a lot, for a lot of us, we wouldn't have had the money to buy these items in those days. I certainly didn't. 20 years ago, I was 30. I definitely didn't have the money then. I got married. When did I get married? So I'm married 18 years. Yeah, 18 years this year I got married. So at that stage, I'd not long got engaged. I was saving for a wedding. I'd bought a flat, all these other things, all of that adds up. I didn't have any cash left over to buy nice things like that. I would be probably was quite happy in those days to have one Vivienne Westwood bag that I would have worn to absolute death. Whereas now your tastes change, your habits change, your income changes as well. And I just think that Louis Vuitton maybe could have done something to try and find out what the demand would have been a bit more. Because a lot of these collaborations go crazy, but also, what about the absolutely horrible people who just bought the items to try and make money off fellow luxury bag lovers? I've probably said this in about 4 videos or maybe even more by now. To me, people who watch my channel and people who love bags are part of my bag family. I would never dream of doing that to any of you. I think it's horrible that people, it's the same as the Hermes stuff, when they buy a bag, take it to one of these resellers, and then all of a sudden it's 25,000 that the bag costs when it didn't even cost 10 to start with. It's ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. It's pure profiteering on people who really want something, and I will never ever feel okay about that. Now, don't get me wrong, I could maybe understand if someone was in a desperate financial position, that I can get. But I'd need to be really desperate because I would feel bad. I really would. I couldn't do that to you. I couldn't do that to myself. I would be sitting in the house thinking about it, and I would be going, but what if that person had to, like, not have a holiday, or God, even more, got into debt just to buy that item and had to get into even more debt just because that price was even higher. It just doesn't feel right for me. But yeah, I just think that the whole thing has not gone well. I do also wonder what other fashion houses are thinking as they watch the activity, because let's be honest, Fendi, I bought my Fendi Eyes bag. Again, I couldn't afford it back in the day on that collection either. So I think it's interesting that Fendi, also approaching a big anniversary, have started to bring some archive type pieces out, and I'm hoping that continues, because there'll be some absolute beauties that people probably didn't get back in the day that they might get the opportunity to do now. But I would also say, don't be afraid of the second-hand market either. A lot of the items I buy aren't direct from store. I just couldn't afford to. There's some wonderful resellers out there. There's some wonderful consignment companies as well who will charge fair prices for these things. Just have a think about it, and do you need it from the current collection? Probably not, but I know part of it is I want this, I want that. Yeah, it's a hard one to talk about, because when you're a kid, like, if you think about it, if you're a kid and all you wanted for Christmas was a bike, if you got a scooter, it just wouldn't be the same with it. So I kind of get it to a certain extent. But anyway, that's a random analogy of the day. But I wanted to say thanks for coming back to my channel. Yeah, let's see what happens with the next lot of the LV collection. I believe it's February. Pre-orders for the Blossom. Please keep your fingers crossed for me, because my essay, after I got my items and she packaged it beautifully. She got me 3 carrier bags. She didn't need to do that, but she's just that kind. And what I did was I sent her a lovely message, and I said, I just want to, I know it's been crazy for you with the Murakami collection. I want to say thank you for everything you did to help me. You were absolutely outstanding, and I'm sorry if you're getting abuse from people because they didn't get what they wanted. Now, what I'll say is, this is LV's fault, not those poor SAs, not those poor store managers, etc., etc. Those guys, they're like anybody in the front line at any operation. People always take their frustration out on the face they see in front of them, or the voice they hear, or whatever that might be. And sometimes we need to take a step back and actually say it's not that person's fault, it's the corporation's fault. Be nice to these guys. They've had a really bloody tough time of it, and I can't imagine what it's going to get like with the next 2 releases. So hopefully you've enjoyed my video today. I know it's a little bit later than some of the other content creators, but I just didn't know what to say about it, to be perfectly honest. I still feel a bit lost and confused about why it all went like that. But if you've enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe. You're all welcome here to join my fabulous family. That's how I see you guys as. So you're my handbag family. So keep watching. Hopefully you're enjoying it, and stay safe, and wherever you are in the world, I hope all is well. And I wish you all a good night. Thanks everyone. Bye.